Alright, boys, we are back, and it's time to head into the draft with our San Jose Sharks. GM Superbman is no longer congested. I can make a good commentary, and we can get some good trades done to help out the future for the San Jose Sharks. This is the big day right here, okay? We're never going to have a bigger day at the draft than right now. I mean, maybe 5 years from now, but with trading assets like Big Joe and Patrick Marleau, we want to set the Sharks on the right path for the next 5 years, and it all starts today. So, the last video, I was asking you guys, I actually showed you guys a few players that might not be bad to try to trade for. All right, I gave you a few options, and for the most part, you guys did agree with me. Hang on a sec, let me just bring them back up again. All right, for defense, there was 2 players that popped out because we're looking for somebody, a left-handed offensive defenseman, to play alongside of, what's his name? Kevin Shattenkirk. All right, Kevin Shattenkirk's like 26 years old. So, again, 5-year plan, get somebody who's around the same age or younger. We couldn't get a top 2 defenseman right now because the trade values are just way too high, like a PK Subban or a Drew Doughty. Way too much. You'd have to give up Joe Thornton and Patrick Marleau, and I don't want to do that because we can get like a good 4 or 5 players back for those guys if we trade to the right team with prospects on them, right, and stuff like that. So I don't want to go for an already established player, but somebody like a Dougie Hamilton, right, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Cam Fowler, Ryan Murray, Adam Larson. These guys are all already 83 and above, trade value nice and low, and they got the potential of 4.5 gold star potential. Now, I wanted to say that we wanted, well, I did say it in the last video, but we want an offensive defenseman. So a guy like Dougie Hamilton, he's good, no doubt, but he's a two-way defenseman. That's not the worst thing in the world, but it's just that Shattenkirk's already a two-way defenseman. I want to have the replacement for Dan Boyle. I want a strictly offensive defenseman to play back there on the power play and to help our team get points during the regular season. Not somebody who we move up to the wing like Yuri Kapitanov, but just an offensive defenseman. So it's Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and it's also Cam Fowler, all right? We compared the stats. Let me just compare them. Hang on. Ekman-Larsson, 86. Cam Fowler, 85. They're both 23 years old. Both top 4. Both at $5 million a year. Ekman-Larsson's at 5.5. Ekman-Larsson's got 5 more years. Fowler's got 4 more years. And they both got the yellow star potential. So I'd say to start, Fowler has the better contract. 4 years left. And it's cheaper, so you can, maneuver there. All right. It looks kind of like Cam Fowler's got, Ekman-Larsson's got a little bit higher of trade value, just slightly. I could be wrong. Could just be my eyes playing a joke on me. Ekman-Larsson, we're not going to look at the individual stats. I'm going to look at the star rating. 5 for shooting, 5 for puck skills, 5 for senses, 5 for skating, 3.5 for physical, and 4.5 for defense. So 5 stars right there. That's pretty good. Cam Fowler, 4.5, 4.5, 5, 4.5, 3.5, 4.5. So Ekman-Larsson is the better player right now, but they both have the potential, all right? So I think Ekman-Larsson's trade value is a little bit higher. So Ekman-Larsson and Cam Fowler, all right? We'll use those 2 guys. We'll check them out when we start the draft. Next was the forwards. Let me just show you guys this quickly. All right, there you go. Forwards, and we were going for, I'll get to that in a second. A lot of people were saying trade for Jonathan Drouin. A lot of people are also agreeing with me about Jeff Skinner and Evander Kane and Taylor Hall, but I still a lot of comments about Jonathan Drouin. I'll show you guys why it's not going to happen with Jonathan Drouin when we start the draft. No doubt it'd be a great player to play alongside Logan, but you're giving away a lot to get Jonathan Drouin. And again, I want to get 4 or 5 players back, not just one player, right? So we were looking at guys like Jeff Skinner, who's a sniper left winger, a lot less trade value, and he's 23 years old. Within 3 years, he hits his prime. Hopefully, he can be a perfect 1-2 punch with Logan. Or we can go after Evander Kane. Same thing, 23 years old. But I did see a lot of comments saying Evander Kane doesn't get much better. And I've actually seen that before. His shooting category stays at 89s or 90s. It doesn't jack up to a 99 shooter like Laurent Dauphin did in previous, right? He stays. To me, Evander Kane's more of a better top or a second line sniper. But with that cap, 4 years at 5.25, he's getting paid like a first liner. He's not bad, but I see a better ceiling in Jeff Skinner, and a lot of you guys agreed with me. Same thing with Taylor Hall. He's kind of like a Jeff Skinner. He does get a lot better. I've seen him get up to like 88, 89 overall. But remember, with my roster update, we did lower Taylor Hall. Look at his defensive category, defensive awareness 82. But I'd imagine that jumps right back up. He's got 5-star for shooting, 5-star for puck skills, and 5-star for skating, right? He's a proven 20-goal scorer. The only thing is he's a first overall pick by Edmonton. You know, I could see Jeff Skinner or Evander Kane being a more realistic trade than Taylor Hall. But we'll see what happens. The only thing I don't like about Taylor Hall is I want to make a trade and get somebody else. And who does Edmonton really have other than the top, 4 guys? Yakupov, Nuge, Eberle, and Hall. You know, who do they really have that I'd want to add in that deal? Maybe a draft pick. But we'll see. So we got Ekman Larson, Cam Fowler. Up front, we got Skinner, Kane, and Taylor Hall. Those seem to be the big guns. Jonathan Drouin, I'll just take a look at just to show you guys. These guys over here, right wingers, we don't need. All right. So there you go. That is the players that we are looking for. Last but not least, you guys were saying, I think I convinced you guys about the Connor McDavid. It would be a waste to trade up for the first overall pick. You'd have to give up an arm and a leg. But if we could somehow maybe pick up Barzell, or you guys were saying this guy, Nicholas Malak, he sometimes is a 4.5-star defenseman. That wouldn't be bad. If I could maybe move up to second or third, if the team wants to give it up, I'll take a look at it. But first is first, we got to get the offensive defenseman and the first line left wing. All right, if we have something else after that, then maybe. All right, and last but not least, just to recap myself and you guys, goaltenders, if we can make a trade for a goalie, maybe, but it's not on the priority list. Shattenkirk, and then that defenseman, then you have Vlasic, Irwin, Demers, and Braun or Gryba to fill out the rest, so that's fine. And then forwards, Logan and Brett Burns. I'm holding on to Brett Burns and Pavelski for this year. We can trade him after next year if we want to, right? But they're both only 30. Might as well hold on to them and let them be the veterans. So you got Logan and Pavelski as your 2 centers, Burns and Gallagher as your 2 right wingers, and then your left wingers, you really don't have anybody. So we need a first line left winger and a second line left winger. Now, with that being said, we're going to start the draft. There was a good comment in there that suggested to hit 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, there's the draft setup. You got the Islanders and the Calgary Flames 2 and 3. So if I want to trade up for Barzell or Malak, it's going to have to be the Islanders or Calgary. All right, Columbus number 1. I'll keep that in the back of my mind. Calgary, Columbus, and well, we're not going after the first one, so. All right, so we got 2 phones, which is good. I can make some mistakes with this. So we'll see what the trade value is. Joe Thornton, that's his trade value, and Patrick Marleau. Pretty decent. Marleau is half, and Joe Thornton is above half, all right? Pretty decent. Now, before we start trading, you know how I checked the trade block before and it didn't show? Look, see how it has more people on the trade block now? They're willing to give away fast. Let me just go through all these teams and just see if there's any good players that are willing to give away. All right? Like, here we go. McCowan, Shinkaruk. Vancouver wants to give away some players. All right. Not really NHL ready for next year, but this is why. Remember how I checked the trading block and it didn't have any of these? This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted to see. All right, so let's just go through, because if there's a player that a team wants to give away, that would make it a lot easier to make the trade go through. All right, so Virtanen. A lot of prospects. Don't necessarily need prospects. There you go, some 70 overall prospects. Detroit, Columbus, Colorado. I'm just flying through this right now. All right, Carolina, Calgary, Buffalo, Boston. Boston, Bailey. Let's see this guy. He's 4-star, 4 green stars. I don't need that this year. All right, there is all the skaters. Now let us just check out the goalies that they're willing to give away as well. Let's just see if there's a nice young goalie out there that's available, right? Because Niemi, we weren't completely convinced with Niemi. Ty, let's see this guy. No, 3.5. I already have Chiarelli, so I don't necessarily need a prospect. But like Moody, I could just trade for... No, I'll leave him there. I want more of a goalie that's ready to go kind of thing. Let's just go through. Laura Kanan, no. Flying through this, boys. Flying through that. I wish the trade block showed me this. But that's why I want to just go through it. Might be able to find a steal somewhere, you know. Subban. Nah, I don't need Subban. What was that other guy? Hang on. He had a pretty good trade. Baran. 4-star. No, we'll leave Subban there. All right, so nobody amazing available. I think I saw on the Tampa Bay Lightning there was, DeCall. He looks like a pretty good, I think I've seen him get a little bit better in the future, right? But we'll start off with the Tampa Bay Lightning and Jonathan Drouin, just to show you guys. All right, Drouin, he's up there. So Big Joe Thornton doesn't even match Drouin. Yeah, I think that trade would go through. Joe Thornton and Marleau for Drouin. If I added, say, let's say if they get all skaters, right? And I go, boom, gets Stamkos. Can't get Stamkos. Hedman. There's no way I'll get Hedman in there, right? I mean, that's no way that'll go through. If anyone thinks that'll go through, you're crazy. Adam Ernie, yeah, I could maybe do that. Why won't that go through? Cap? Yeah, cap space. So I'd have to add in like a, hang on. Oh my god, oh my god, why does it make me go all the way down here? Hang on a second. Alright, so I'd have to add in like a Ryan Malone just to make it go through. Alright, and then let's see what kind of top prospects they have. Ernie, yeah, Kucherov, Connolly, DeCall, yeah, I could throw in DeCall. There you go, maybe that would go through. I don't think so. I really don't think so, boys. Jonathan Drouin and DeCall. I mean, I know I could get Jonathan Drouin if I just put a shitty player in there, but you're giving up so much, all right? I don't even want to try it because I don't want it, all right? Because when I was reading some comments for the Anaheim Ducks, especially with Cam Fowler, right? Look, watch this now. I can get like a Cam Fowler, and you guys were suggesting as a perfect second-line left winger, Jacob Silverberg. All right, 81 overall. He's 24 years old, which he fits into the age category. Only got the 4-star potential, but he's got a pretty good defensive awareness for a sniper, 85. No shot blocking, that's okay. We wouldn't use him on the penalty kill. No physical, but he's fast. He's got good puck skills, offensive awareness, 84, discipline, 82, good, decent shot, and he's still getting better. And my whole point is, you know, you add him in with this deal, and you can get like Joe Thornton for Silverberg and Fowler, right? That's the whole point. You can build a team with this. Players who are not there yet, but will be soon. Jonathan Drouin's already there. Anybody with green 4.5-star potential, man, their trade value is way too high up. All right, so I actually like that. I like Silverberg as a second-line left winger. That's a great idea. Lindholm, we could pick up Hampus Lindholm as well. I'm not going to. I'm going to just take one of their offensive defensemen. Emerson Edom, no. Smith-Pelly, maybe Smith-Pelly might not be a bad. But let's just see. Would this trade go through the way it is? I think so. I think I could add a little bit in this as well. Oh, and they got the 5th overall pick this year. Ooh. I don't want the 5th overall pick. I could take the 1st for next year. Right? And, yeah, because we're going to be a better team, hopefully, than them. So I could, like, give up our 1st. Right. There you go. No. I'm just taking my time with this, boys. Because if we're going to get a 1st overall pick, I want to save my phones, right? But I just want to see if I can make this trade go through. Yeah, this is I like this trade. Let's just see if there's anybody else on their team that we can pick up that would help this deal out. Just to sweeten it. Because I think I could get a little bit more if I... Like Palmieri, yeah, Kyle Palmieri, right wing, 2-way forward. Nice little depth player for us. Wouldn't mind picking him up. Yeah, that would be a nice little pickup. All right, so I'll pick up Palmieri in there as well. Hang on. Where is he? Palmieri, there he is. All right, so I think that's enough for these players. I don't think that will go through because they add on pretty hard. So I'll have to add in some draft picks going back the other way or some prospects. Let's just see here. Greiba, yeah, you know what? I'm going to throw in Greiba. I signed him just because you guys said that he jumps, which he did, but I'm not going to use him on my team. I mean, he's got 2.5-star puck skills. I need more of a round. He's great in the defensive and physical category, but I need more of a rounded defenseman. All right, so free agency, we need to get a top 6 defenseman if we're not using Irwin or Vlasic. No, not Vlasic. Braun. I think it was Braun. Thornton and Greiba. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. All right, that'll be nice. Braun, no. Gallagher, McCarron, Ratty, no. King, Dwight King, no. Sabatka, no, hold on to him. How long? 2 years. So I want Sabatka. Yeah, I want Sabatka. Don't need to trade away these guys. Joakim Anderson, yeah, hold on to that guy. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I think that's good. So then let me just add in some draft picks now. All right, so Thornton, Greiba, a 4th and 2 5ths for Fowler, Silverberg, and Palmieri. It's going to be... I don't think it'll go through. I do not think it'll go through. I think there's going to have to be something else thrown in there, or we're going to have to just take Palmieri off. So if this doesn't go through, I'll take off Palmieri for this deal. I don't think this will go through. Will it go through? Oh, it did. Wow, we believe this transaction will contribute to our success here in Anaheim, so we are accepting your trade offer. All right, so there you go. I could have traded Marleau and Thornton and try to get Jonathan Drouin, but you know what? Look at that. We got 3 players for Joe Thornton now. So hang on. I don't want to lose any of this footage. So hang on one second. Okay, so trade number one taken care of. We've gotten the left wing that we needed and the offensive defenseman that we needed. Now, next up is Jeff Skinner and Evander Kane and Evander Kane and Taylor Hall. Yes. But before we do that, because I have one trade left, let's just see. So the third overall pick from the Calgary Flames, it's they're not willing to give it away. That would be an arm and a leg to get. So that's not going to happen. All right, Carolina, yeah, they got the 16. Let me just go through all the teams here. Let's see if there's a high pick that I can snag. The Columbus Blue Jackets, first overall, they don't want to give it up, all right? So they're getting Connor McDavid. Let me just go through some teams here. The third overall pick, who was it again? Oh, I forget. Let me just run through these teams here. GM Superbman taking his time. Oh, it's the Islanders. And the Islanders have the second, and they don't want to give it up. So I think we should just give up on Barzal, Malak, or Connor McDavid. This year is not our year to draft heavy or to draft high up in the draft, all right? It's just not our year. I can get a lot more back for Patrick Marleau if I get a few players, all right? So we got Joe Thornton is gone now. Now it's time to put Patrick Marleau up there, and we got to see... What was it? Evander Kane, Jeff Skinner, and Taylor Hall. So we'll start off with the Edmonton Oilers because I don't think I'm going to trade them here. I'll show you guys why. All right, all skaters. So you can see, you know how I lowered Eberle? Remember how I lowered Eberle's stats? Because he's older, he's 25, he's jumped up a lot more. He's back up to normal. You see what I mean? That's why I was just for year one. Taylor Hall will catch up to him. It's just because he's 23. Wait till he's 25. He'll be up there with his trade value will be up there with Eberle, all right? So say we went after, they got Sam Reinhart as well. Jesus. So say we went after Taylor Hall. Who else on this team could we snag up to help us out? Let me just see. There you go. No. I'm not getting Nail Yakupov. We already have two right wingers. I'm not stealing 2 first overall picks from Edmonton. It doesn't make any sense. Darnell Nurse, 74 overall, no. Justin Schultz, no. We already picked up the offensive defenseman. Don't need any of these guys. No. Sam Gagner, no. See what I mean? You get into like players that we don't need for our team. And draft picks, too much of a trade value for a pick that may only be like in the top 15, So the Edmonton Oilers, they're just not a team to trade with right now. All right, just not the right team to trade with. Like Anaheim, look at the players that we got back. That's going to help our Stanley Cup run for next year. Huge. All right, so that's the kind of trades that I'm looking for. Winnipeg, Evander Kane. All right, so now let's just quickly go to their prospects. Bogosian, no. No. Josh Morrissey, they want to give him up, but you're getting a prospect with Josh Morrissey. But again, that wouldn't be horrible. That's better than what Edmonton has, right? I could just pick up a young guy to get him in the prospect pool. That's fine. I wouldn't mind getting Josh Morrissey, the former Norris Trophy winner with Washington. Trouba, 78 overall. Trouba actually might not be a bad idea because he could replace the top 4 defensemen or the top 6 defensemen that we lost. I just don't know if he's going to get the good jump this year. All right, but that's still somebody that we could throw in there just in case. Hang on. And continue to go here with this. No. Starting to drop off on... you start to drop off on potential a little bit now. Lodge, Bloomqvist. Let's see what their overalls are. 81, Postma. What's Postma? I think he's an offensive defenseman, right? Yeah. No, I already picked up my offensive defenseman. Don't need another one. All right, so yeah, those are about the 3 players that I would like from Winnipeg. What about their draft positions? I could get a draft pick for next year as well. All right, so obviously I'm not going to get all that, right? But from Winnipeg, you can get Evander Kane, Josh Morrissey, Jacob Trouba, and a first overall pick. So you got some more assets than Edmonton. The last team we got to check is the Carolina Hurricanes. I know I'm taking my time with this, boys, but we got to figure out which is the best one, the Evander Kane or the Jeff Skinner. We already checked out, Jonathan Drouin, and I think if I didn't convince you guys why we didn't get Jonathan Drouin, I never will. All right, so whatever. So we got Jeff Skinner right there, nice and low trade value. Let's see, any other players with decent trade value. Jordan Stahl, we're not picking up Jordan Stahl. We'll leave them over there. Lindholm, how good is he? 73. Prospects. Nah, he's a center playmaker. I mean, I'd like the Winnipeg. I want Skinner over Evander Kane, but Winnipeg has the better prospect so far. Do I need a center? Another center. Like they have. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Doesn't fit on our team this year kind of thing. That's what I want. 78. Let's see, Zach Boychuk. No. Good player of the future, but not going to fit into our team. Ben Thomas, two-way defenseman. 3.5 green star potential. It's good, but it's a waste of trade value. 3.5 green star potential, waste of trade value. Justin Falk, 85. That might not be a bad one. Two-way defenseman. But if you're picking up Falk, you're gonna have to give up another defenseman just because he's not a top 6. He's a top 4. So that might not be a bad one. Hang on. Let's see. Maybe. I wouldn't mind trading a defenseman if we're getting something back here. Ryan Murray, offensive defenseman, 4-star. Yeah, that's a good prospect. So that's kind of like the Trouba and the Josh Morrissey prospects. Yeah, that works out for me. So yeah, Lindholm and Rask, no. And Murphy, yes. Thomas, no. But Falk and Murphy, yeah, that's not bad. And who else? And there was one more I saw in there. McCann? Oh, no, he's a prospect that just got drafted. No. And no to the first round pick as well. Okay, so, yeah, you know what? I think I'd rather go with, if we can make Falk go through, that's better because, yeah, he would help our defense. He's 23 years old. That would be nice. Now, if we're going to trade a defenseman, who would it be? So, Falk's in our top 4. We got, hang on, let me just go overall. We got Shattenkirk, Fowler, Falk, and Vlasic. That would work because Vlasic's a defensive defenseman. Falk is a two-way defenseman. It would have to be but Irwin is kind of like the same player. Two-way defenseman, Canadian. You know, he's 27. He's a little bit older. Falk had the better, Irwin's got, you know what? What's Irwin's cap? He could be into a top 6 defenseman. Irwin could. He's already 27. 1 year left. I got to sign Irwin this year as well. He's going to want a lot. Maybe Demers. Maybe it's time to drop Demers. 4 years left. Let's see Demers. Defensive. You know what? Yeah, I think we can drop Demers. He's great for the third line, but you know what? I got to sign, what's his name? Irwin this year, and I can sign him to a 1-year deal, put him on the third line, then his overall will drop to Demers' kind of overall. And then I can get Justin Falk instead of Demers. And I can save $3.5 million. I mean, Demers is playing on my top 6 at $3.5 million, right? He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. He's a damn good player. Let's see his stats. -2, but only with 16 points. 1 point, -1. Good little player, man. I'm thinking, boys. I am thinking. Let me just throw him in here. Hang on. Let me just see Falk again. Let me just see. Let me get convinced about Falk. 5-star shooting, 4.5-star puck skills, 4.5-star senses, 4-star defense, 3.5-star physical. The only thing that's worse is, yeah, you know what? I think this is the smart thing. I like the age. What's Falk's cap? 3 for another 2. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that works out. I like that. Marlowe, Demers for Skinner, Falk, and no, I'd have to take off Murphy. I wouldn't need Murphy anymore. What I could do is I could add in the first-round pick for next year. All right, maybe get something lucky about that, and I can add in a 6th. I don't need these 6th and 7ths. All right, so I'll have 2 first-round picks for next year. So Demers for Falk, okay. Yeah, if that doesn't go through, it's the first. All right, so we'll try it out. Yeah, Marlowe, Demers for Skinner, Falk, and a first. Will it go through? No. All right, so we're there. We just won't be able to get that first-round pick. All right, so here we go. Here's the draft picks. McDavid, Barzell, Malak, Kuneke, Kylington. All right, so there you go. So we'll check out the Calgary Flames, the Islanders, and the Columbus Blue Jackets. All right, with our draft pick, let's see who's available. We got Harding, Strome, Marner, Dozy, Bertolucci, Price, Sills. All right, blah, 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 blah. All right, so don't really have any of the players that I know for a fact get better. Sam Harding, two-way forward. Yeah, I really don't know, boys. I got some player. Bertolucci. Sniper. No, I don't know. Don't know, boys. You know what we're going to do? We're just going to go with the guy at the top here, Harding. I think he's a 3.5-star two-way forward. Whatever, we'll pick him up. I don't know. Nah, let's go with Sam Harding. A center two-way forward is never a bad thing because even if he doesn't get too good, he's a third or fourth liner. So that's fine. I'll just pick it up. All right, so let's try to make that trade go through again with the not the Calgary Flames, the Carolina Hurricanes. So Carolina, Skinner, Justin Falk. There you go, and we'll take the second-round pick for next year. Yeah. If that doesn't go through, then we know we just have to make it straight up, right? But Marlowe and where is he? Demers. There you go. I'll add in the 6th and the 7th and the 6th for next year. All right, give me a oh, you can't. Oh, you can. Yeah. Give me a 2nd and a 3rd. If that doesn't go through, I'll just try the trade. But that That should go through now, all right? So Marleau, Demers for Skinner and Falk. Will it go through? Still not, really? All right. I want this trade to go through, so I don't care about the second and the third anymore. I want this trade to go through. I'll even give up some draft picks for this trade. This seems like a great trade. Demers. There you go. Patrick Marleau, and we're trading Marleau over to the East as well. The Joe Thornton in Anaheim might come back to bite us in the ass, but we'll see. All right, so Demers and Marleau. If this doesn't go through, some draft picks, but this should. Let's see. Maybe not, actually. Yeah, maybe not. Let's see. Will it go through? Yeah. It's Falk and Skinner. They don't want to give up these guys. Falk actually has some pretty good trade value. I will make this trade go through, though. Have to. If Irwin wasn't... If Irwin's contract wasn't up, I would trade Irwin, but because his contract is up, you can't trade a player like that, so we won't get that lucky. So hang on. Skinner, I got to hurry up here. I don't want to lose this footage. That'll be a lot of footage to lose. All right, Skinner and Falk. So let's just try to find an extra player or two that we can throw in there. So hang on. Centers. Nope. There you go. Lemieux. I think I could throw in Lemieux. I don't think I'm going to use this guy. I mean, he's a power forward. No, hold on to him. I'm just looking for anybody I can throw in there. Ty Ratty, I'm not going to use him. Yeah, I can throw Ty Ratty in there. There you go. Demers, they have too many players now. Good. Yeah, they can accept extra. Good. Braun, no. I could throw these guys in just because, yeah. Throw you in. There you go. Sproul, throw you in. Yeah, good. Okay, yeah. That's better than the draft picks that I gave them because they want these players. If this doesn't go through, I'm going to have to give like a second in the future. Or something else. I really want Falk now because they're denying him. I really want him. Will it go through? Still not. Oh my God. Fucking Carolina. Carolina's pissing me off now, boys. They're pissing me off. So Carolina, what's the problem here? Are you not going to give me Falk? Am I going to have to try and make this go through without Falk and get just a pick for next year for Marleau? I don't want that. I want Falk. All right, so hang on. Let's just try to, yeah, I'm going to throw in Lemieux. He's got a little bit of trade value. I know I'm not going to use him. I already got Palmieri and Gallagher and Burns now. Ty Ratty, yep. I need somebody with some trade value. No, I ain't giving Honka. Nope. It's because these guys got absolutely no trade value in them. I'm not giving up a first. Not giving up a first. You know what? I think, yeah, you know what? I think we can... I don't want to skip on. I know. I got to make this trade go through. Falk is a perfect player, man. Perfect age and everything. Wingles. How about Wingles? Maybe trade away Wingles now because we got Palmieri. Hey, Wingles had a pretty decent season. Oh, I can't trade away Wingles. Hang on, boys. I'm taking my time with this. Let's see. Because I have the third line now. Sabatka, Joakim Anderson, Wingles, and Palmieri now, though. That's the thing. I have Palmieri. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give up Wingles. He's got a great trade value. He's 27 years old, 82 overall. But I think I could give this guy up because we just got Palmieri back, which is kind of like the exact same player, right? And I can hold on to because Wingles, we didn't play him in the center anyways. If he had a good face-off rating, I wouldn't want to trade him. But because he's a center and I don't play him in the center, his face-off is only 67. I like his stats, but no, I think I can make this trade go through with Wingles. Yeah, and then I can take Lemieux off, leave Ty Ratty. Yeah. This is better now. All right, and then I'll go back and just find the players because I'd rather use what's his name? I'd still rather use shit. I'm thinking while talking. I'm still rather use. Oh shit! I can't even think about what I was gonna say now. Hang on. Let me just get this last guy. I still rather use what's his name? Vladimir Sabatka as a face-off taker over Wingles because of his face-offs. Right, so Wingles in there now. That should be it. I'm not going to add any draft picks because I think they need that extra from Wingles just to put it through. All right, so Patrick Marleau and Tommy Wingles for Skinner and Falk. Will it go through? Still not. Holy crap! They really do not want to give this guy. I'm getting it, boys. This GM is he's playing with me now. He's trying to get something out of this. Hang on, Carolina, one more time. If this doesn't go through, I'm just going to do the Jeff Skinner. This is the last time I'm trying for Justin Falk. All right, last time. I didn't put in Demers that one. Whoops, my bad. I figured I thought there was somebody else. I've been doing this too long now. My brain's going. There you go, Ty Ratty and Albert Seltzer. All right, so now you got Demers and Wingles and Patrick Marleau. There you go. That's a little bit better. All right. Now, I would like to try and get a draft pick for next year, but it would, you know what, whatever. Let's just make it go through. So, Demers, Wingles, and Patrick Marleau for Jeff Skinner and Falk. This is actually a pretty good deal for both teams. They're getting 3 good players, and we're getting the young players. Will it go through? Thank you. There you go. I am happy to accept this proposal on behalf of the Carolina Hurricanes. Jesus, that took forever to go through. All right. And if you guys are worried about, giving up Wingles or giving up Demers, that was a bad idea. Guess what? Next year, we have another year to trade if we don't have a good year with guys like Brett Burns and Joe Pavelski. We use those 2 last guys to fill up any of the spots that I didn't fill up this year, right? Year 3, I want to win the Stanley Cup, but year 2 was the year we had to win the Stanley Cup. Now, it's up in the air. So hang on, let me save it just so I don't lose any of that footage. All right, that's much better. So let's just go up to the re-sign stage. I'm not going to re-sign anybody in this video. We've already gone 30 minutes. I do want to remember to show you guys the first 3 overall picks, though, because I always forget to do that. So it was Columbus, Calgary, and oh man, it's somebody else there. Columbus, Calgary, and the Islanders. The Islanders, yes. So Columbus, Calgary, and the Islanders. So Calgary, I believe they got, who did they get? They got Malak, all right, so he wasn't the 4.5 gold star potential, only 4 green star, so that was a good move, not trading up to get that guy. We already have Seibenaler. Columbus, hang on. Columbus, there you go, Connor McDavid, all right, so if we wanted to trade up to get Connor McDavid, he looks like he's going to be NHL ready in 2-3 years, but we already have Logan, right? So I'm glad we didn't move up to get Connor McDavid. But watch out for the Columbus Blue Jackets now. They're going to be on the rise. And last but not least, the New Jersey Devils, the New York Islanders. You got to see what Barzell was all about. All skaters, Islanders, hang on. Barzell, there he is, all right? So 4.5 gold star potential, but only 55 overall. Now, he may get better. Might get pretty good pretty quick. I don't know. But he won't help out our team next year. So I'm glad we didn't move up for the draft picks, all right? It just wasn't in the cards for us this year. No need. But if you take a look at this new look San Jose Sharks after that bad playoff run, a few changes now, all right? So we still have Niemi. I'm not going to, you know what, I'll just clean up the roster a little bit. I'm not going to sign anybody, but I will clean up the roster. So Niemi, all right, we got to sign him. We have $20 million in salary cap. Niemi wants 5.2, so I think sign him to a 2-year deal, use him for 1 year, and trade him next year, Definitely. He's a good goalie. He just didn't have the greatest playoff run. Defensemen, we got Shattenkirk, Vlasic, Fowler, and Falk. There is our new top 4, all right? 26, a 28-year-old, 2 23-year-olds. I like it. It's going to be Shattenkirk and Fowler, and Vlasic and Falk on the lines. And then you got Irwin and Braun. Now, Irwin, he's a top 4, right? He's going to want a lot, but I think I might want to just sign him to a 1 year, play him on the top 6 so that he drops a little bit, and then next year he'll be like 82, 83, a perfect top 6 defenseman. I know you guys are going to say, oh, you're stunting him. Whatever, man. Whatever. If he plays good, maybe we can trade him for another player or something. Granberg, release you. All right, so at least our defensive core is still there. We know we have it. We just, maybe Braun to replace Braun with the top 6 if we need to. But we have a really good top 5 right now in defense. Right wingers, Gallagher, he's there. LaRose, Polkinen. Let me just release some of these guys that I don't need. All right, so Nylander. There he is. Who did we draft again? It was a center. Yeah, it was a center. Dwight King, Bowman, McLaren. Hold on, all these guys. All right, you can see them. There's Jeff Skinner now. All right, and centers, no more Big Joe. It's Logan and Joe Pavelski as our 1-2. Joakim Anderson is our 3rd. We lost out on Wingles, so it's either Joakim Anderson or what's his name, Vladimir Sobotka. All right, but hopefully he stays 26 because he can still get better, which is good. And there's Harding, 3.5 gold star potential. All right, so nothing too spectacular, but at least something. All right, and if you look at our forwards for this year, our top forwards, first line, it's looking like Logan with Brett Burns and Jeff Skinner. All right, our second line, Joe Pavelski, Brendan Gallagher, and Jacob Silverberg. Our third line, maybe Dwight King, Joakim Anderson, and Kyle Palmieri, or Vladimir Sobotka can be thrown in there. And then the fourth line, we still have Jamie Clements, Fraser McLaren, Chad LaRose, Drayson Bowman if we want to throw players around out there, right? But don't worry about the Tommy Wingles. We got Kyle Palmieri back to replace Tommy Wingles. He is basically the same player. He's getting better, and he's a winger and doesn't have the good face-off category. So it's a little bit better for us. All right. So if you guys have any suggestions, a little bit of a long video, but I wanted to basically take care of that trade day or that draft day and get everything on track. So let me know what you guys think, and let me know where you think we should go with the San Jose Sharks.